Hello, welcome to today's video. This hand was published in a social media website, and the person who had published claimed that he is incarnated monk, and I made I saw the unique some certain traits in the hand, so I decided to just comment a little bit. And he came back and he said, and he liked it and said, yeah, that's the case. Let me show you my comment first. So, by looking at his hand, I said, indeed, a very cautious person, to the extent the person is almost impractical. That makes him a writer, thinker, a distinct personality, extremely sensitive, imaginative, well versed, and well spoken. And he says, "Thank you, sir. Indeed, you are correct." And he loves he likes it with the love sign. So that so far so good. So he after his comment, I decided to put it on my video and go and explain a few quick points that I considered in making those comments. This was actually a very brief reading, very superficial reading, but I always believe that anything that you say, it should be confirmed by various factors in their hand. Those people who actually look at one sign and make a judgment, they are incorrect. I don't like that. They may get lucky, they may, most of the time they are not. So you should always, if there is a sign and it's a strong sign, there should always be a reconfirmation in some other line, or some kind of a hand should speak about it. So in this case, let me start off with the thumb. The foundation of the thumb is pretty strong. It shows a strong personality. It's a good ego. A person who can actually portray itself the way the person is. And secondly, the length of the thumb is pretty good, and is comparing with the if you look at it, it's almost to the end of the first for long in the first part of the index finger, which is pretty long. Usually normal thumbs end up here. These are the short ones, and there could be even longer thumb. So but this is a pretty good for this purpose. So it shows that the person has a good personality. It's made up personality, and this person can express itself, show people who he is. So that's the strength. Usually it's found in the people who can write, artists, actors, and those kind of people who can. And on the base of this one will show the expression. So it's not as expressive yet, but it's a made-up personality. It's a good one, not a made-up in that. It's made personality. It's a good personality. Second thing that I would like to point out is the length of the index finger is pretty long. It's pretty long, and usually it should be this long, same as on the sun line, plus minus, depending on the. Sometimes the hands are like this, bent, so this can come down, making the length change. So we have to look at it because the bottom is pretty straight. So it's parallel, so it really is a long index finger. That means it's a very, very overly cautious person, really overly cautious. This person cannot make decisions, cannot decide between the 2, 3, or 4 factors. He will take. So if you want to go on a vacation with this person, throw something on him 3 months before you even decide to go, because you will find him at the last minute undecided. So the better thing is you make a deal with him and say, you know what, let us make a decision. So don't let him make decisions, because he will never make decisions. So he's always confused. He's overly cautious. He's just going into pros and cons, thinking all the time what to do, what not to do. All right. So at the same time, expression. The expression comes from the finger, mercury finger. At the same time, So the Mercury finger is good enough. It's a nice length, reaching its point, and usually that's where it is. And then you have three lines here, lines that show a kind of a critical scientific thinking. That shows the mind has some analytical abilities. But we know that the person is undecided. So there's one negative trait versus the other one. But at the same time, we see that the fingers are pretty straight, slightly knotted. Yeah, okay, slightly knotted, but mostly plainly straight. Straight shows knotted fingers show a pause in what you think and you say. And straight fingers usually belonging to the artists and poets and all that. They are usually straight. People who don't do physical work, they are more like kind of thinkers and artists and poets and writers. They have straight fingers, and the idea just flows. It's a flow of idea. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop to think. And whereas we know the person is overly cautious, it keeps thinking. So that thinking coming from here, from the Mercury area. So overly cautious and thinker yet overflow. So whatever the person thinks, and whatever he says, once he has made up this mind, then he says, and usually it's just like being a orator or a speaker or something that who's prepared. He knows his subject and then he speaks on it without any stoppage or any second thought, because it's already in there. So at the same time, we have a lifeline, and then we have a brain line. That is there's a distance between the two. When these are two well placed, that means the brain doesn't have impact on life, or life doesn't have any much influence on the brain. It's usually like life, like we are hungry, we'll just go out and do something. This kind of people, they hunger and paying rent and doing things, it doesn't really impact them. And they're, because they're like overly cautious, they are not making decisions, other people are making decisions, so they are pretty much involved with themselves. So that's kind of a monk trait. So, and also the brain line adds up here on the shot of just right on the Mount of Luna. And I think this line is still traveling. As this person grows up, this line will go further down. This give me, because it's a pretty good bend and smooth bend, so it's not logical and then imaginative. It's right from the beginning. It's very imaginative and just curves down nicely. That gives it a very good imagination, and because it will grow, so it will become even more stronger over the time. So this person has a great imagination, because line of brain is ending at the Mount of Luna. And it also shows that the person is not a practical person. He is not influenced mostly by the life, not in the sense of daily, day-to-day kind of I have to pay my rent, I have to worry about my car, I have to worry about children, those kind of things. You will see people who are very, very practical people. They get up 6 o'clock and they go to work and they work 12 hours and come back, and that they are like workaholic. This person is not workaholic. Life is only as much as he can live, he can do things. Whatever is the most required, this person will do. Rest of it is he doesn't care, because life does not influence in this when there's a separation like that. So with this, I'll end my my video, because no matter what I do, it always gets longer, and it's only a superficial. If I would have talked more, it could just go 60 minutes. So I'll just leave it here for you to enjoy. And please don't forget to comment and like and subscribe, so that I can offer you more videos. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.